don't know why I'm just jumping in the way that I am right now, but I'm not viewing you through your own eyes right now. I'm actually viewing you through somebody else's eyes. I know that it's not you because I see it in third person almost. I don't know what this is, but the way that they're looking at you is almost like they know that they shouldn't hate you, but they actually despise you. I do see it. I just sort of jumped into this space where they're viewing you, and I can tell that they love you, and I can tell that they know that they shouldn't feel this way. I feel it. I feel it. They're looking at you, and I know that it's you because Spirit is telling me that's the one. That's the one. But I'm going to be honest, most people who are as powerful as you don't always know their worth immediately, but you always have. You've had people try to convince you that you weren't as powerful as you were, but you thought, silly goose. How could you not know? You were humble. You were never in denial. I see them looking at you knowing that they care for you and knowing that they wouldn't want a soul to hurt you. But deep down inside, their envy is getting in the way. I feel it. I feel it. They're looking at you almost with a sense of sadness. And I almost said pity, but they don't pity you. They pity themselves, and that's where the pity's coming from. But they pity you like if only this person knew how much I really despise them and how much a lot of people despise them. Simply for being yourself, simply for being powerful. Simply just for being a light, a source of light. You're just in your own little world. You're just in your own little world. Sweet as ever. I can almost hear you saying like, are you okay? Is everything wrong? Is anything wrong? Is everything all right? They're like, oh yeah. They kind of snap back out of it. I'm seeing it right in front of me. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. You've always been kind, but you've learned to be kind and have boundaries. And I do see that now. I do see that. Meaning, people do think that they're getting one over on you because you are a kind and gracious person, but that doesn't mean they're getting over on you. It's not what that means. That means that you're kind and nobody ever extends them kindness, probably because they take advantage of it or they feel like they're getting one over on you. But you are going to be kind no matter what. You know what they think. That doesn't stop you from being a kind person. That doesn't stop you from being a kind person. Spirit, can you please guide my hands? Allow me to receive the messages that they need. Even if they don't make sense to me, please allow them to make sense to them. One. I feel two more. Thank you, Spirit. You could be an Aquarius. Thank you, Spirit. The letter G could be significant. Somebody is spying on you. The month of May could be significant. Could be a name I'm hearing as well. The initial A. They are the one with a heart. Psychopath. Not satisfied. Lonely, depressed, sad, isolated. You're being careless and reckless. Boss moves. Aquarius. Could also be something significant in the month of Aquarius season, so like January 20th to February 18th, so sometime in there, and then almost there. Naturally, I want to put this one together. You're being careless and reckless, spying on you. When I see careless and reckless in this light right now, I do see that as they're going to slip up and make a mistake. You may be the Aquarius. I do feel that. They feel lonely. They're not satisfied. Psychopath. You're thinking they're the one. The month of May, that has to do with you. And naturally, G and A, I'm leaving on your side. So that could be maybe your initials. Maybe Georgia, G-A. Augusta, is that a place? Augusta, Georgia, is that a place? I almost said Agatha. I don't know what that means. That's a name, I guess. Psychopath, you're being careless, lonely, depressed, sad, isolated, not satisfied. They're a psychopath, and you're sitting here thinking they're the one. No. No, they're watching you too closely. I don't like that. The way they look at you is weird. It's very weird. Yeah, it's very weird. I feel drawn to use this deck right here, but naturally at the top, you know, the truth is I just dropped this one and I forgot to put them all in order. So I just kind of set it over here, but I see security. Be careful not to be drawn into a false sense of security. Security begins only when trust has been established. I strongly feel that that's for you. Solitude, take time to be alone. Tune out the noise and chaos of the world and tune into your inner peace. And survivor. When everyone counted you out, you made it through because you're a survivor. Those are the only three that are faced up. Look at it. I don't even know what card what is because it dropped. Look, they're all in. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Look at this. They're all upside down. What are these? How many are faced up? This whole is face down. I wonder what this is. Conquer, move on. No mud, no lotus. Take note from the beautiful lotus which defies the mud and murky water to rise to the water's surface to show its beauty. Overcome adversity by blooming where you are. Refresh and recharge. Take time out from your busy and stressful schedule and the world around you. Take a moment to feel the sun on your face. Put your feet in the grass and get back grounded. No. No is a word we all need to use more often and stand on it. We also need to accept and receive that as a right of others. Responsibility. Maturity begins when you can take responsibility for your own actions. Get help. This is them right here. Look. They don't take responsibility for themselves. Get help. Life can become overwhelming and sometimes unmanageable. Now would be a great time to reach out for help before you let your problems destroy you. Sacrifice. What have you given up to be where you are now? Is it worth it? Epiphany. Every day is a day to learn or discover something new, no matter how small or great. Knowledge is power. I do feel that all of these are for them. I do feel that. Naturally, I want to put sacrifice and epiphany with you, but something is stopping me from doing that. I feel like they've sacrificed a lot to try to sacrifice you. I don't know what that means. Strength in reverse is them. Okay, flexibility is you. You just go with the flow. Conquer, move on. In order to gain closure and healing for ourselves, we must move on from the things and people and situations that we cannot change. That's this person that you're with. No mud, no lotus. Refresh and recharge and say no. Happiness, true happiness comes from within. Never allow anyone or anything to determine what makes you happy. And all this in reverse is them. Swear to God. Look at this. I feel naturally guided to just take one more, which I think is vices. Self-care. No, I'm not taking self-care. Vices in reverse. They may be trying to tell you that they don't have a vice anymore, or that you may not know that they have a vice, but they do. They lack confidence, okay? They try to take your confidence. Generational curse in reverse, meaning this may be coming from them, or you may not be aware of this pattern that's repeating within your family. Stand your ground. They don't stand their ground, or they don't want you to stand your ground. They don't feel empowered. They don't want you to feel empowered. They don't love themselves, and they don't love you. They love you, but they don't know how. They don't love themselves. It's very complicated because I do feel that they try to love you, but they're evil. They've been around evil their whole life. I don't want to say this person is evil. Let me take that back and rephrase. They've been around evil their whole life. They've never actually truly been cared for. They don't know how to take the love that you give them. And the truth is, they don't know how to love you properly. If anything, they feel guilty for not loving you properly. That's the only thing that keeps me from saying that they're not evil, because I do feel the guilt that comes with that. But it's just not good. They're lonely, they're depressed, they're not satisfied with life. They're careless and reckless. Psychopath, seriously. Now, do I feel that this person is a psychopath? I'm going to say I'm not sure. I'm going to say I'm not sure. I do want to say they were probably raised by a psychopath, or they have psychopathic tendencies. I don't know if they're actually considered psychopathic, because a psychopath wouldn't feel guilty. They wouldn't. And I feel the inside of them. They're not trying to portray themselves as guilty, because to say out loud that they feel guilty, they would have to admit, what did they do? How do they feel? What do you mean? So they would never say, I pretend to love you, but I feel guilty for not. I actually envy you and I feel guilty for that. They would have to admit that they envy you to even say that they were guilty. So they don't say it. This is something I'm feeling. I feel it. I feel it. They're being careless and reckless and spying on you. That is true. That is true. That is true. Absolutely. Okay. I'm going to put these away. I do want to do a round on who you are. Who are you as a person? What are some maybe identifying factors, or what are you up to in life right now? Where's your overall mindset at? And then I kind of want to see what your connection is to this person. I do feel romantic. I do feel that y'all have had a lot of tension in the past, but I feel that you don't understand how kind of dark this person is, just a little bit. What deck are we going for, Spirit? Naturally, I'm feeling drawn to this one only because I see Queen of Swords at the top, and then the only two that didn't come out, yep, you're blind to sort of what is needing to be seen, because they make these romantic offers toward you and you kind of fall for the charm a little bit. And so you kind of choose to be a little bit blind to maybe exactly what their intentions are. This is somebody you have a romantic connection with. They're not very mature because they are coming out as a knight. You're a Queen of Swords, but it's at the bottom of the deck, meaning you don't know you need to get away and you're not seeing the truth clearly. Okay, that's overshadowing the entire energy of the reading. On top of that, you are thinking that y'all have a happy situation and that there's hope in it, but there's not. This is at the bottom. This is not Ten of Cups energy, okay, because they are very manipulative. They are very manipulative. I got chills when I said that. They pretend to love you. They may root for you in public. They may tell you how great that you are. They may tell you how proud of you that they are, but they're not proud of you because secretly they want that attention for themselves. They don't have that. This being at the bottom of the deck does not tell me that you're not getting the attention. I'm telling you that they see that you get the attention. They don't like that and they don't get attention. Both of those things are showing me that why that's at the bottom of the deck. Ace of Cups, they're not feeling emotionally fulfilled right now, and they see that you are. And they know they have an opportunity with you right in front of them, and they don't know even how to accept that love and that consideration and that dedication. That's the truth. They don't know how. You are their Ten of Cups energy. They wouldn't know what to do with it if they tried. They feel that if they were actually honest with you, Queen of Swords, you would see right through that shit, and it makes them want to run away. But really, you should be getting away because this person is not a good fit for you. Seven of Pentacles, they do observe you and they spend a lot of time sort of analyzing you. Usually this Seven of Pentacles to me would be like they're trying to see what they can get out of it. In this case, I don't really feel that. I feel that they're actually trying to learn from you, Page of Pentacles. I don't think that they're just evil, but I do think they're overly invested in your success because they don't have their own and it makes them feel away. But instead of pouring into their own, they're being reckless and they're just spying on you and feeling a way about you. I do feel that. I do feel that. Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck. This person is a bit emotionally unstable. I will say that. Could be an unhealed water sign, the moon. Pisces energy. This is also just things under the surface that you're not seeing that you would need to utilize your intuition to understand. But there is something that needs to be discovered. I do see the Empress card. You probably are very nurturing with this person, and they also probably come off as pretty nurturing to you. I do think that you have a sweet connection. Naturally, these two cards face down that are secrets probably are coming out on their side. Yeah, they don't even want to admit how heartbroken they are, and the devil is right on top of it. Wow, wow, wow. Queen of Cups, there it goes. They feel a sense of passion when it comes to you, but they don't know how to utilize that in the proper way. So it's kind of coming out as resentful, and it's coming out as like this evil energy. Like really, they're heartbroken, okay? But the devil just fell out right on top. They are heartbroken that they feel this way, but there's something that's like, it actually makes me angry. It actually makes me feel toxic. It actually makes me feel away. It actually makes me not be able to feel my emotions fully, and it actually brings out this evil side of me. So when I say they're not evil, but they've been around evil people, or they're not psychopathic, but they have been around psychopathic people, they have those tendencies. There is something that is causing them this darkness. It's not allowing them to feel things fully. Okay, there is something under the surface here that we really need to see and we really need to pay attention to, because why are these two cards coming out together? Capricorn energy, Pisces energy. Yeah, they are working hard. Oh, wow, 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 wow. They're working hard to avoid a tower from occurring, but they can't fight themselves. Whatever this energy is right here, it's too strong. It's too strong. It's not. They're not strong enough to fight this off. They are working hard though, but they're in too much pain, and this tower is inevitable. Whoa, when did this Queen of Cups get in reverse? Because it fell out upright. It was at the bottom of the deck before. I don't know if I accidentally knocked it that way, but that's weird. You make them emotionally unstable. Selfish, destructive. They seek to manipulate and control. Predictable reactions. Cruel, seeks revenge, perverse, twisted. Crafty and dishonest, immoral. She uses people and then discards them. Do not trust her. That's kind of the little definition on here that I just felt guided to read. But seriously, like seriously, the Empress. Creativity, personal growth and self-development. Success brings freedom, material comfort, security, and protection. Wealth may separate you from your roots and sense of self. You may spend too much time indoors. Get out more. Sexual pleasure, fertility, excellent physical condition and health. Loving relationship between mother and child. You could have kids. They could have a weird thing going with their mom, like a darkness. I don't know why I just wanted to come out right now. Magician. Wow, okay. That's interesting. Right above the Empress one, I just said they may have a weird thing going with their mom. This one kind of stuck out when I was trying to close the deck up. 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, this could be a group thing. Wow. And King of Swords. They are very, very mentally sharp, but they're almost so focused on you that it's not, they're not very quick. Low. Wow, look at the Judgment card right at the bottom. What's at the top? Yeah, them just kind of, wow, look, they're kind of daydreaming and they're kind of stuck in their head right now. They're thinking a lot of thoughts, seriously. March 16th could be significant. They have a decision to make. They're at a crossroads. Are they going to continue to be focused on your success, or are they going to tell the truth and be honest about what's actually happening here? Because what's actually happening here is they're taking more than they're giving, but something is draining them. You don't see it. You don't see it. You don't see it. You don't see it. You may feel it. You don't know what it is. But it's almost like they're overly curious about you. They look to you like almost like a mother or something. But there's something in them. There's like a battle that they're fighting that's a different energy, that's not them, that's very smug. And it kind of preys on your love for them. When you're celebrating, they don't want to see that shit. That shit pisses them the fuck off. They should be happy. They're only smug when you're taking losses. When you're celebrating, there's the third party right there that you're not seeing. This smug energy that's within them, that's dark. That's dark and evil and psychopathic. Yeah. This has been since they were a child. They've been fighting this for a very long time. They've been fighting this for a very long time. They know that you're an opportunity for happiness. They know that you bring joy to their life. They know that. But whatever this is, it's taking their independence. We're all right behind it, the devil again. Look at that. Look at that. Lots of painful endings, lots of emptiness, lots of deception, lots of burden. My God, Spirit. My God. They could be this independent and happy, but they will never be. With this energy here, it is not good. I mean, literally, wow. I mean, it's like a sneaky, sneaky thing that happens where it makes them feel lonely. Look at this. Lonely, isolated, depressed, and sad. Look at this. That's how they feel in comparison to you. So whenever you're here and thriving and happy, look how they feel. Whatever this is, whatever this ending is, whatever this painful thing is, I mean, it really has a hold on them. And when this careless and reckless thing just sort of showed to me, I remember I was watching my favorite tarot reader one time, and she said, this 7 of Swords energy is not even smart, because look how they're holding the swords. Like, they're so busy on like focusing on stealing the swords that they don't even see that they're going to cut their hands. They're not even holding them by the handle. And that's always stood out to me, and I forgot about it until just now when you're being careless and reckless. So something they're doing where I'm saying they're so focused on you because your success is such a burden to them. You're sort of this energy that's very calm and steady and persistent. You're dependable. You're dependable. They know that you could be a really great fit for them, but the strength that it's taking them right now, Leo energy with these 2 cards back to back, the strength that it's taking them right now to hold off from keeping themselves from hurting you, it's taking a ridiculous amount of like holding themselves back from acting that way. But they think about it a lot. They think about it a lot. But they know at the end of the day, you're very sharp and you see them. They do want you to be a perfect match for them. But they're stuck in this weird energy, with this devilish energy, with this. It's like they're not themselves sometimes. I think you see it because it goes in cycles. It's a burden for them. They need to face it. I'm not playing, they need to face it. But they've almost gotten to a point where they feel lonely without that energy, because when no one else was there for them, that energy soothes them. But they're not seeing that the only reason that they were lonely and isolated in the first place is because that thing isolated them. When it sees good things happening, it will make them abandon ship and self-sabotage, and it will convince them in the moment that that person is bad and out to get them. And by the time they lash out and blow up and they're sitting there and they realize, I'm all by my fucking self again. But it's almost this codependent connection that it has with this energy, because that energy's always been there for them. I'm kind of getting the image of like ChatGPT, like when this person had nobody. Like I'm just picturing, like for an energetic example, like ChatGPT saying like, you don't need friends, you don't need anybody, right? Energetically. So then they're like, well, you think this person's out to get me? Yeah, they are. And they're like, you're out to get me. Ah, and they fucking lash out on them. They're like, what the fuck, dude? I've been here for you. And they're like, no, fuck you. And then they go sit down and they realize, when they're sitting in the rubble of what was left behind, then ChatGPT's like, don't worry, I'm always here for you. But like, babe, ChatGPT is not real. So in essence, you're all alone. But they've really grown a bond with it. So if we're looking at it in a sense of something that speaks to you but does not exist, it's that energy that will tell you whatever you want to hear. But it's not what you need to hear, because it's not in truth. It doesn't have integrity. It's confusion. It's confusion. Wow, thank you, Spirit. It's confusion. It makes it feel confused. It makes this person feel confused. I kind of picture like somebody being nice to them, and then, you know, like, hey, did you want this water? Are you thirsty? They're like, oh, thanks, actually, I'm really thirsty. And then that thing, and it just says, well, what did they put in that drink? Why are they so willing to help you? What do they want out of it? Did they poison you? What are they doing with that drink? Where did that drink come from? Did you see them have that? And then they're like, no, thank you, I don't want that. And then they'll literally block themselves off from that person, thinking, I mean, it'll let their mind brew and brew and brew. I mean, it'll just, I see it. It's almost like it's sitting on its shoulders. This person may have back pain, neck pain, a hunch in their back, neck problems. They may have to go to the chiropractor, but they don't, because that thing tells it you don't need to go to the chiropractor. You're fine. It's this person stressing you out. It stops this person from getting the help they need. It stops this person because it makes them a psychopath, but they're not actually a psychopath. They need a cleansing. They need a cleansing, and they need something else. I almost said exorcism, but I mean, my God, I'll let y'all connect the dots on that one. But this thing controls it. It dominates it. It makes this person think I'm in control, but they're not in control, because that thing is in control of it. It has it on a leash. It has this person on a leash, and it whispers horrible things in its ear. I'm picturing like the Leviathan spirit. It makes it operate in pride. It always misunderstands. It breeds understanding and confusion. Wow, thank you, Spirit. It has them trapped. It has them mentally bound and trapped, but this person does not even know that they're trapped to know that they even have to escape. They just don't know why they have these bad feelings. But with you specifically, they know that they shouldn't have those feelings. They know that. They know that. But it's they don't know what the cause is in this thing. If you were to say, hey, I really need you to get some help, they would say, that's what they want you to think, you're crazy. They want you, but it is. It has them stuck, suspended. And when I tell you this energy is everywhere, this energy is everywhere. You may even sometimes feel like you're being watched, because you are. You're being analyzed, because you are. Sometimes this person checks out like they're not here, but you still feel like something is watching you. You don't want to say it, you sound crazy. So I guess what I'm saying is this reading is less about you and more about what you need to know about them and their viewpoint, because it hasn't really told me much about you other than you think they're the one. And you're so close to making boss moves, and those two initials and May could be significant. G and A, Aquarius, could be significant. But what I'm saying is, it's less about you, but it's more about how you'll get to your happiness. And it's not going to be with them around because they're sad internally, And in you staying with them, you'll end up very sad and devastated and in grief and in a state of loss, in lack. I think that's all I have to say for this reading. I think this isn't enough confirmation for somebody. I do think that. You just need to focus on yourself right now because they're not very grounded, and you need to focus on your stability and moving forward. I'm hearing they may sabotage you in little ways, but it's big, because when it happens over and over, and when it really is delaying you from progressing, they're an enemy of progress. This energy is. And this person needs to get the help they need. You won't be able to help them until they're willing to admit what's going on here, and it's an unorthodox situation. Indeed. You're very connected to them. This is true. You love them, but you're very sweet, and you need to put that sweetness toward yourself right now, because this is a different situation. They'll never be satisfied no matter what. They need to work on themselves. God bless.